Hello and welcome to another episode of My Little Conversations. My name is Wanjiko Edna, your amazing, lovely host, and I'll just dive right into it. A few years back, probably 2022, I'm 2023, I'm not really sure. I had something, a very interesting statement, and this statement was, "Your mind can be your best friend or your worst enemy." And in conjunction to that, I feel like the internet is pretty much the same. The internet can be your best friend or your worst enemy. It can literally work for you if you choose it to, or it can work against you. And sometimes it feels like the power that the internet or your mind has is mostly against you. And I'll explain why. So, like for your mind, if you're an overthinker, you have probably overthinked or whatever. Like you have thought through like the tiniest of things a million times and came up with a million like scenarios or possibilities or whatever, and you have like out of that you're like, okay, out of this million possibilities there has to be one. And you know the way your mind can take you round and round in circles, and you would even think the worst of the tiniest thing, and it's, I don't know, it's just crazy that your mind is kind of so obliged to like bend towards the negative things, because most of the times when you're overthinking, you're not overthinking the happy things. And you know what I mean. I don't have to expound on that, but you know what I mean. So at this point your mind is probably thinking the worst of you, and most of the times, like, it's very hard for you to speak courage to yourself. Mostly you will say bad things about yourself in your mind. You're like, shit, I'm so stupid. After you've made a small mistake, I'm like, Jesus, I fucked up. And, small things. And I feel like sometimes these small things blow up at some point and they become more like a manifestation, because what you speak is what you possess. For those who believe, I feel like there's a part of it that is very significant. Like what you profess is what, like, will be the better part of your life. So sometimes it's very important what you let your mind think, or the direction you let your mind drift towards. Because if you think that, oh my God, I'm a failure, oh my God, I can't succeed, I can't do this, I'll never go through this, I can never succeed in this. Imagine to some extent that is what will happen, because you're already professing it, you have made your mind believe it. But if you make your mind believe that I'm good enough and you speak it and you profess it, it, as much as it sounds so cliche, so stupid, imagine it does really work out for the better. Because it's like the same the same energy boost you'd get from someone telling you, I'm so proud of you, or I'm happy for you, and it's sincere. If you've trained your mind to say positive things, it'll be like it will actually come from a sincere place, because you know yourself, you don't intentionally wish harm to yourself. So by the time you've trained your mind to like positively speak to yourself, because I know in your mind you're always like, you know what I mean. So sometimes the little things you tell yourself have a very big impact. So that's based on your mind being your best friend or your worst enemy. So yeah, there you pretty much have to choose your poison. Just make your mind work for you, not against you. Make it work for you and not bring you down. Make it better your life and not worsen you, make you feel more depressed or more in a more depressive state than you are in already. Encourage yourself. As cliche as it sounds, I know it sounds very dumb, but imagine just do it. You see those tiny stupid affirmations that you see, and you look at yourself in the mirror, you're like, I'm beautiful, I'm successful, I'm smart. It makes a big difference when you speak positively to yourself, um, instead of speaking down on yourself, it makes a very big difference. So, that is not what I really mainly wanted to speak about. I mainly wanted to speak about how bad the internet can be. The internet can be the most outrageous place. You will see anything, like anything that you can think of at this time and day and age. Whatever is in your mind, go to Google, go to TikTok, go to Instagram. I'm sure you will find something. And that is amazing, but at the same time, so scary. So, first of all, there's this phrase that the internet never forgets. So, in accordance to this, and plus, like what you see on the internet, a 21-year-old posting a big new house and then building a house for their parents, it seems like, oh my God, I'm failing. And the internet has made us believe that there's no room for mistakes, there's no room for guesswork. You have to be correct. And, I actually feel like to some extent, in this time and age, we are disadvantaged. That it's like we don't actually have room for mistakes. I'm not saying that's a case, but kitambo, there wasn't social media, there wasn't any means to actually record something that somebody said. So the way the internet never forgets right now is scary, because when you're like 18, you could say the dumbest thing, and imagine it will haunt you, like probably when you're looking for your first job and you're like 26. Imagine it might actually come up. And it's so crazy, because I am so sure that the generations before us made similar mistakes, or if not similar, sorry, there was some sort of, like, they went astray at some point. They obviously didn't know that after school I'm supposed to do this, and they were sure about everything. So I am so sure they made mistakes along the way. And it's so crazy that they didn't have anyone recording that information. There wasn't anyone taking a video or recording an audio of the horrible language they're using to address themselves. So, as much as they had made a mistake, it was forgotten so fast, and like literally it just vanished. Like, this is probably 50 years later. No one remembers it because there's no record of it. And even if you remember it, there's no way to actually, there's no evidence of it. So, for us, it's quite a disadvantage that what you post online, what you say in front of people who might be taking videos of you without knowing, or audio recordings, you have to be careful. And I just feel like that's outrageous in a way, because you imagine when you're young, you're very stupid. And I know you know what I'm saying. When you're like 18, you're probably like, okay, when I was 13, I was dumb. When you get to like 21, you're like, Jesus, what was I thinking when I was 18? And I'm so sure when you're like 30, you'll be like, Jesus, I thought my 20s were it, but look at me now. So I feel like the internet doesn't give us a chance to be young and stupid. At this age, you have to be young and cautious, which is somehow crazy. But anyway, so as for me, on a personal level, there's a time I used to feel like I'm consuming too much internet for no good reason. Like, I'm just scrolling mindlessly, admiring people living in like the state of, guy, why not me? And I'm not doing anything about it. I'm just looking at people living their best lives, and I have no idea who's funding it or who's behind all this that is being showcased on the internet. And that's something you'll never know. Like, I could probably post me on a vacation somewhere on a nice beach, and you're like, Jesus, I wish I was kumbe I have ambabas. Okay, I'm not saying I have ambabas, but I have an old man sponsoring my life, and the things I have to do for the money is crazy. So first of all, don't ustamani maisha ya mtu. Don't envy anyone's life. Don't wish that you are in their life, because you don't know, in their position, because you honestly have no idea what this person is going through. You have no idea where they're getting the funds and all of that. So, what I did, I basically turned off my notifications, and it honestly stopped me from over consuming information that I don't need. And so the only way that I'd get onto certain sites or apps is by me actually going there to look for something. And I know it sounds like, I, of course, you don't have that kind of self control. And I know sometimes I obviously like, probably I want to look for something on crocheting or whatever you'll call it, on like TikTok. But then when I open TikTok, they won't give me the search bar as the first thing. They'll give me a video. I'll get distracted, probably scroll until my 1 hour timer rings, and I'm like, Jesus, I was to search for blah blah blah. And I've actually scrolled mindlessly on TikTok, which is crazy. But sometimes you just have to train yourself, and you're like, okay, so I have to search for this, and I've come here to look for this, and that is what you go for. Because there is endless information on the internet. There's endless videos on TikTok, on Instagram, which you will never finish consuming. So if you were to be a mindless scroller, you will scroll for the rest of your life. So basically, that's what I mean by making the internet work for you and not against you, because you will waste hours without, like, honestly, as for me, I can scroll on TikTok like a crazy person. It's not as complex as Instagram, where there's reels, there's posts, there's stories. I feel like TikTok is just videos and videos and videos. So it's so easy for you to just scroll and scroll, and you don't even realize that 1 hour has just passed. And I don't know, I feel like the internet makes humans zombies to a certain point, which is, I don't know, it's just not right. Like, even to the point where you've invited friends maybe for lunch, but you're not speaking to each other. Everyone is glued to their phone. I honestly feel that's crazy, because, hey, you have your phone at home, and then I call you for lunch so that we catch up and we talk for like 10 minutes, and then next thing you're on the phone. I don't know, but that's just my opinion. Anyway, there is this very interesting thing that I saw, and it's based on two separate um occasions, or two separate individuals or couples, or yeah, something like that. Like, it's two very different people or groups of people, but I felt like there's some relation in it. And funny thing is, I saw these two things on the same day. So first of all, um I'll say this and get it out of the way before I forget. No one is responsible for your happiness. And don't like get into maybe a relationship and say, oh, now that I have a girlfriend, I'm sure I'll be happier. Now that I have a boyfriend, I'm sure I'll be happier. Don't lie to yourself. If you can't make yourself happy, and then you enter that relationship and this person is happy and you're not, don't blame it on this person. Because honestly, your happiness is your own responsibility. You know what makes you happy. You know the small childhood memories you like recreating, like riding your bike or swinging or just hanging out with your friends, and it makes you happy. Do that for yourself. Don't wait for another whole human being who has their own individual stuff going on to come and make you happy. That's not their work. So basically, um, I saw. Okay, I watched a video. I remember so well because it was like a week ago. I'm sure 2 weeks haven't ended since I watched this video. So it was a video of Michelle Obama. You all know her, obviously. And she was saying that there's a time where she thought that her husband was supposed to be her best friend and her everything. And it made her sad because she wasn't as happy as he was. Because for him, he had his friends, he had his own life. And she kind of used to feel like, this is my person, we should talk every day, we should hang out 24/7 together. Like, I'm just rephrasing this. So she like realized later on that I have different interests than this guy. Like, we have differences, we have different interests. Not everything I like he likes, and not everything he likes I like. So it's impractical to actually think that if I like hiking, I expect him to go hiking with me because we are married, because hiking makes me happy and he also makes me happy. Nah. So she actually said that when she started, like, how do I phrase it? When she had other friends and actively used to go out and have fun with her other friends, she was more happy because she wasn't putting the weight of her happiness on this one person. And that is something I want you to note. She wasn't putting the weight of her happiness on this one person. So she had understood that me being happy has nothing to do with this guy. Maybe he's a contributing factor, but he's not entirely withholding me from being happy when we are not together. Then another story I watched like later the same day. I feel like I remember so vividly how I watched like these videos or these things. So for my own reasons, I won't say exactly who it is, but um there's a story. If you get it, you'll get it, but I'm not naming names and I'll try to be as vague as possible. I'm not I'll try, yeah, whatever, you get it. So there's someone famous who died like a month ago or like 2 months ago. Depends on when I'll release this, but anyway. Um so this person was almost married. Yeah. Um Jesus, I feel like I should give context so that it makes sense. But if I give context, I feel like I'll end up giving too much information, but let me just try. So basically, the person who was okay, first of all, these two people were almost married. If you know, you know. One of them passed on before they got married. So, that was information I knew before I even came across this video. So as I was watching this video, I could see that this person had put some photos from some time back and saying, "Oh, you see, the partner who passed on was sad, or the other partner should have known and done something." Like, this person died because the partner wasn't alert and didn't see what's going on, didn't see that this person was not in a good mental space. So I was just wondering, it's weird how this person is trying to say your partner is not happy, you should know, and you should do something about it. Again, I said, you can't put your happiness in someone else's hands because you probably will never be happy, honestly. You can do that to someone. So, and I actually sat down and I thought, I've seen this video and I feel like it relates so much with the video I watched earlier in the day, the Michelle Obama video. And I don't know, like it just gave me I don't know, an ick of some sort. I was like, these two people, like probably this situation with these two people who are almost married has probably happened with someone else. People we don't know. But just because these two people are known and there's a certain situation that was kind of known by the person making the video, they're trolling the partner who didn't apparently see this other person is unhappy and didn't do anything about it. And I just thought, that's unfair. First of all, this person is still grieving, and then you want to put the weight of their partner's death on them. That's unfair. And honestly, you can never read someone's mind. As much as you love this person or even this person is your twin, you can't read minds. You will probably see that they're sad, but if they ask you, like, oh, sorry, if you ask them, why are you sad? Or what's going on? Or why are you down? Why are you not as excited as you are? And they don't tell you, imagine you won't know. And probably that's what this person did. Anytime the partner was asking, why are you down? Why are you sad? They brushed it off. And they were like, no, I'm okay. And imagine it's not fair to put the weight of someone's death on someone who's actually grieving. And I'm thinking, if you're about to get married to someone you're really close. So I don't I don't even know if I have words anymore, but imagine that's so much to put on someone. And the only reason this person is being trolled, I feel like the person is still being trolled today, to date, is because anajulikana. The person is known very well. The other one is also known very well. But there's no way you can read someone's mind and know that this is what they're thinking, or they're sad because of this, so this is how I can help them. And imagine you also can't help someone who doesn't want to be helped. That's the truth of the matter. So anyway, I feel like I have ranted for a good 21 minutes. Oh my god. Don't think I've done one this long. But if you've gotten this far, thank you for listening. I hope that you surf the internet with more caution. Feel like the internet can be a monstrous monster, or the cutest of butterflies, or whatever. It can be polar opposites. Just depends on how you perceive it and what you decide to consume. So anyway, I just hope don't ever get into a relationship so that you can be happy. Yeah, I just hope you've learned that from here, or you've learned something, anything. Yeah, without talking so much, because I don't want it to get to 25 minutes. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed. Follow my Instagram on littleconversations.ke. My personal Instagram is ciku.e. That's shiko.e. So yeah, thank you so much for listening to this point. Bye.